thought first half, when you're just trying to go round a team and flick passes and committing some errors that we did, I thought when we got direct a little bit, that's when we looked most dangerous. Yeah. I am going to credit the opposition because I think they held us up over the goal line a number of times, came up with some tremendous last-ditch tackles, did that with 12 men, and made it really, really hard. But I do think, when you're talking about grind, I think, the try we conceded before half-time, on the stroke of half-time, that's not grinding anybody. That's just rubbish.
Yeah.
So, look, I thought it were hard to watch for us. I thought there were a lot of really scruffy, poor periods, interjected with enough good stuff in there to find a way to win, really.
Expect the unexpected. That's what we sort of live by at the moment, because you never know what's going to be around the corner. So, I thought we were awesome today. I thought we didn't play great in the first half, and obviously we got a player sent off. So that's always then going to make life really difficult. But I thought second half, we played really well. I thought we got 12 men and we opened them up consistently on both edges. A little bit better execution and we scored more points. I thought defensively, look, it's really hard to play rugby league when you're a man down, because the way the game's played with numbers defensively, it just makes it tough. So, I thought we scrambled, worked our backsides off for each other. So I thought there were loads of positive signs in there. Obviously, we've lost a game, but look, this season's crazy, absolutely crazy. Never seen anything like it in my life. So, you're going to come out the other side with performances like that, feeling good about ourselves, regardless of what's happened. And we've had a lot to deal with this year, and I thought today showed that the spirit is unbroken, and that was a massively positive sign.
I thought in the first half we tried to play around them rather than do the tough stuff direct and through them. Then I thought in the second half, when they had 12 men and we wanted a bit of ball movement, we got a little bit too worn out, and didn't really play anywhere near enough from his own end. But I think you'll see in there some pretty ordinary brain explosions too, Gary. But look, we're talking up in the coach's box before we're done how we process this one. Do we get them in for video tomorrow and hit him over the head with a baseball bat? There's a couple of school of thoughts at the moment. It's still the first game for most of them players after cup final. We got 4 or 5 boys backing up as well. So, we just need to work out what's the best plan of action. I felt as a tack a little bit. I felt the only sort of serious week's training we've had preparation-wise has been for the Wigan game. I just felt as a tack ebbing away a fraction, over the last couple of weeks, really. So I think, we need to find some time in that to, re-establish a few principles that have served us pretty well for most of the season.
Well, I think it's poor discipline from Oggy. So I'm not sure I would have sent him off. I might have been 10 minutes, but I think it's poor discipline. But it affected the game so hugely. I think it has to be something significant to want to send somebody off, and I'm not sure it was. I'll have another look back at it, but no, I don't think it was a sending off. I think Rich Agar said it to me afterwards as well. So, and it has such a big bearing on the game that you have to get that right.
I didn't spend too much time looking at it, if I'm honest. You can't do that. Whether it's a red card or not, I ain't real sure, mate. I ain't real sure. But I say I didn't sort of spend too much time rewinding it. The guys, the analyst who's got a headset in and head and says he's going to get a red card, which we were just more thinking about what happened next for us rather than looking at the referee's decision on it. But it didn't look too much in it for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought second half that they were really good. First half, we just got rattled by the game, and it ended up being we were just playing one out football, and we were just hanging in the game, and we couldn't quite find the clarity of our play, and I think I think when you've got a couple of young halves, you know, they're learning all the time about scenarios and situations and how they're going to play the way out of situations. And today will have been a really good game for them. And second half, I just thought they pulled it together. Thought they played some real smart stuff. We consistently created 3-on-2 situations on the edge, and we took some. We weren't quite good enough with others, but we're creating. And if you know, when you watch a rugby league team, if you're creating things, then you're pretty happy. I mean, you always work then on the clarity of execution. But you know, we certainly created today with 12 men. So you put another man out there, then you'd like to think we'd create a bit more as well.
We're excited by what's in front of us. We know it's going to be difficult with a volume and frequency of the games, but now we've got a bunch of boys that are really looking forward to it, and probably feel like we got away with one tonight. You know, we got away with a pretty poor performance, and I thought, you know, we got in front, comfortably in front, and contrived to try and bring them back into the game 2 or 3 times in space of about 10 minutes. But no, our boys are, you know, they're a pretty together bunch. I think even in a poor performance to come through and find a way to win, you know, that highlights they're a pretty together bunch. And we know we've got a lot better rugby league in us. We're certainly not looking for the season to be over too quick. We want to rubber stamp our place in the playoffs. If that's a top 4, top 5, top 8, or top 11.
To do what we did with 12 men is a courageous effort. So you know, and you need a fair amount of spirit to be able to do that. So look, there's no issues with anything other than you know, we've been constantly rattled, and we've had to play. You know, well, we've played without our best team all year. In some ways, that's positive because you know the amount of players who've got games as a result of that has grown. But obviously, you know, the reason you have, I mean, you look, just take squad numbers for example. The reason you have 1 to 13 is you pick effectively your best 13, and we've never had those guys on the field, and that's been really tough for us. But I think we've been great this year in some ways, and we've battled really hard. But it hasn't gone our way. It hasn't gone our way this year, and there are different reasons for that. But today, I think, highlighted what a spirit and togetherness and toughness we have within the club, and that's going to carry us forward, and that's going to be important, I think.
You described it as rubbish. What were your thoughts with that sort of brain explosion right on half time?
Did I describe it as rubbish? The try before half time?
Yeah, the try before half time, yeah.
I thought it was rubbish, Pete. I thought to put a shallow bomb up like that and pat it back and nobody try and you know, pick up the scraps. I just thought it were absolute rubbish. I think if we pass the ball with a chance of scoring, I just haven't got a clue what we're doing, putting shallow bombs up and trying to bat them back to each other. That, to me, Pete, if you were a rugby league novice, you would think conceding a try like that on half time is absolute rubbish. I'm not right sure that a description of that is really warranted. In-depth description of what went wrong is really warranted. I just thought it was rubbish, absolute rubbish.
Who knows? I mean, is it going to be top 5, 6, 8? No idea. So, you know, I think this is hard work. You know, for the game itself, it's hard work. But I've always said, look, I think we need to get to the end of the season. At the moment, it's becoming. Look at the St Helens team that's out there today, for example. You know, look at some of the teams that Leeds have put out. You know, it's just hard, isn't it? It's just really hard. We're trying to get through a really difficult situation. You know, Wakefield have had some COVID scenarios. We've just had injury after injury, which have made life difficult for us, and then throw a couple of COVIDs in there, and it becomes really hard work. So the restructure, I'd be interested to see what it is. I mean, you know, we were hoping at this stage, weren't we, that we'd have fans back in stadiums, and that hasn't happened, and that's why games were grouped together. I mean, I've got to ask this group of men to now play again on Friday, having played Thursday and Monday. You know, that is incredibly tough. And then we're going to have to finish the season. We're going to have another 3 where they're really tight together, and that is, it's so difficult. It is so difficult. And we're not getting what we wanted. The reason we did this is I thought there'd be some income for clubs, so I can understand why it's being done. I'll just be interested to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think we'll look back on some some ordinary stuff we did in there, but I did think, over the big pitch, I thought for long periods we actually didn't defend too bad. I thought the manner in which we conceded a couple of tries, as I said, were really, really poor. Even the first one. Now, I thought Richard just missed his assignment as a fullback, basically, and reacted way too slow from the play the ball. But I thought it were interjected with some, to come from behind, like we did late on. I think you have got to sort of say, well, we have got that in us. And that is a good sign, Matt. It's easy to get bogged down in a game when it's not going right and to lose your way and not get back on track. But, as I said, we got back enough to have enough points in us.